Hey guys, welcome back to another video in the series of Python for beginners, and in today's video we are going to talk about sets. So today's agenda is what exactly is a set, accessing set items, adding items, removing set items, looping in set. So we'll loop in the set using for loop. We'll talk about the joining part, we'll talk about the intersection, we'll talk about the union, we'll talk about symmetric difference in our programs. We'll see that in a demo. And we'll talk about methods in a set. So before diving right into the video, I would like to request that if you are new over here and you have not subscribed my channel yet, kindly do so. So without further ado, let's dive right into the understanding of what exactly is a set. So set is used to store multiple items in a single variable. No duplicate elements in set, unique element. So what happens is if your set has different elements, then it's perfectly fine, but if it has duplicate elements, it will be removed. So it has to have a unique element in your set. A collection which is unordered or and unindexed. So they are unordered. What do you mean by unordered? So unordered means that if your set has four values like 1 2 3 4, and if you're going to print it, there is a high chance that it will not print in a order way like 1 2 3 4. It might be 2 1 3 4, 4 1 2 3, something like that, and they are unindexed. So if it is unordered, then it will be unindexed because you cannot index it. Now moving forward, it represents mathematical notation of a set. So if you have studied about sets in your mathematics in any subject, you'll talk about these kinds of things. Okay, so let us understand these four types. First is the union part, second is the intersection, third is difference, and then symmetric difference. So let us consider this one circle is set A, another circle is set B. So in union, what happens is whatever values are there in set A, they will be added to the values, whichever all the values that are present in set B. So if it has 1 2 3 4 and set B has 5 6 7 8, then the whole will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So this is called as union. In the intersection part, exactly the opposite thing. So if A has some values like 1 2 3 4 and B set has 3 4 5 6, so the common values will come only. So for example, 3 and 4 are the common values, then it will take 3 and 4 only. So this is intersection. The next one is the difference. So what exactly is difference? So there are two sets, for example 1 to 8 values, and then other has 6 to 13. So 6 to 13 means 7 and 8 values will be common in this. Now what will happen is it will find the difference. So whatever values are present in set B minus the values in set A will give you an answer of this. So for example, if this has 1 2 3 4 and then this has let's say 3 4 5 6, then the difference of A will give you 1 and 2. Okay, so that's how it works. And symmetric difference is an opposite of it. Whatever the common values it will be left, and A and B will give you the whole values. If it is kind of confusing right now, do not worry. We have written each and every program for union, intersection, difference, and symmetric difference, so it would be easier for you to understand. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Now we'll talk about the set methods. So in set methods, we have add, clear, copy, and a lot of other methods. Let's just understand. So there are somewhere around 14 to 15 methods over here, but we are not going to talk about all of them in our programs. We are going to talk about a few things which we'll take as a demo. So we'll talk about the add, which adds an element to the set. Clear, removes all the elements from a set. Copy, returns a copy of the set. Difference, returns a set containing the difference between two more sets in the last slide which I have just shown you. Difference update, there's an underscore over here, removes the items in this set that are also included in another specified set. Discard, remove the specified item. Intersection, returns a set that is intersection of the other sets. Intersection underscore update removes the item in this set and that are not present in other or specified sets. Is disjoint, returns whether two sets have an intersection or not. So if there is an intersection, so it'll only return whether two sets have any kind of intersection or not. Is subset, for example, there are two sets A and B. We'll always talk in terms of like A and B. Returns whether another set contains this set or not. Is superset is opposite of it, returns whether this set contains another set or not. Pop is a method to remove an element from the set. Remove is also one another way. It removes the specified element. So you have to specify the element for remove and then it will remove it. Symmetric underscore difference returns a set with a symmetric difference of two sets. Symmetric difference update inserts the symmetric differences from the set to another. We'll take the example of symmetric difference as well. And then we'll talk about union. So this is union over here, returns a set containing union of sets. And we'll talk about that. We'll take a demo as well. And then we'll talk about the update the set with the union of the set and the others. So these are the things that we're going to talk about. So let's dive right into the Visual Studio. Let me open it for you guys. Okay. So here it is. You can see there are 7 programs over here. There's a set. You can just copy these programs, write your own programs, or just clone from my repository. So let me clean this. Now, if you talk about the syntax part over here, so this is a syntax, very basic. You can give a name, a variable name over here, set. In that, I have given 3 values. So you can see there is a parenthesis over here, and then we have brackets over here in which we have given the values. If I print it, it'll just print the very basic value. So let me run this. Okay, first of all, we have to check we are where. So let's go inside a folder 014 sets cd. Perfect. Now we have to run 01, hit tab, enter, and you can see it has printed the set Calico, Boy, and Alan. And as I told you that they are unordered and there is no index over here. So Alan has come over here, Boy is here, Calico is here. If I print it again, it might not show even this. You can say Alan is now here, Calico is over here. So this is unordered. So I hope you have understood it. Okay, now we'll talk about the frozen sets. So in frozen sets, what you can do is you cannot change a value. So we'll talk about the add function over here. Now let me clear this and run this program, and then we'll read it out for you guys. Okay. Now this is a normal set which I just told you about. We have given set Alan, Boy, and Calico, and then we are just printing the normal set, which is this. Nothing different about it. This is the one, and then adding an element at the end of it, which is doggy, and you can see it has come anywhere. So it's like unordered. It can come over here, it can come over here, it can come over here. You just have to give add and the element, and it will just add it. So this is what it has printed. You can see it. Okay, now in this case of frozen set, what is there? This is a frozen set, and frozen set is the keyword that you have to use. Okay, now in this frozen set, I have given 3 values, and if I print it over here, it'll just print those 3 values. Nothing wrong. That's perfect. But if I'm going to add any value in it, let's see what happens. Let me save this, and if I'm going to print it, you can see it has given this is set 04. This is then attribute error. Frozen set object has no attribute add. So frozen sets does not have any kind of attribute add, and you cannot add it. So that's how it works, guys. Moving forward, let's talk about add and loop. So let me clear this. Let me clean this. Now we'll talk about add and loop. So what we are doing, we are looping in it. We are creating a set. This is very basic example, people set, in which we are giving 3 values, A, B, and C. We're adding D over here. So now it has 4 values after this. And then we'll add elements ranging from 1 to 6. So it'll add numbers in it. And then we'll print that. That's all. Very basic example over here. So we're going to run it 03, hit tab, enter, and you can see BAC has been printed over here. And then we have added value from 1 to 5 because we have ran it till 6, and then you send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can see the set is over here. Perfect. And then if you just reprint it, you can see that the values have gone, like this was BAC, CBA. It does not matter what the values are because it is unindexed and unorganized. Perfect. Let's move to the, okay, so we'll talk about set union, intersection, and difference later. Let's talk about soft set delete first. So let me show you. So set delete is an example in which we are taking a set 1 to 6, and then initial set we are going to print it. Let me just clear it and run it for you so that you guys can understand. Okay, now this is perfect. 07, hit tab, enter, and you can see the initial set was 1 till 6 values. Nothing wrong about it. Now what we are doing over here is initial set 1. This is another way of doing it. Okay guys, so do not get confused over this. Set 1 clear. When we do clear over it, it will delete the value and there is nothing print over here, and you can see that it has been clear. You can run it again. This is how it works, guys. Perfect. Now let's talk about the most interesting part over here. Let me go back over here. Okay, great. So let's talk about the union first. Okay, in union, as I told you that it's a union, yani it means adding of everything, every value, every element, just avoiding the duplicate part. You can see A, B, and C are three sets over here, and then A, and A is common. Okay, so we are going to do A dot union B. A and B is to be added or unionized. So J, I, A, and K. It should print because A is 2 times, so it will not print that. So let's go to 04, hit tab, enter, and you can say AIKJ is the value. Okay. Now in this case, exactly the same thing can be done through using this kind of operator. Sometimes we call it as OR operator. It's not exactly an OR, it's just a bar over here. Now population A, this operator, and then D, it will give you the exactly the same result. It is exactly the same. AIJD and AIKJ is the same. It's just it has been reversed because it is not indexed, okay, and unorganized. So I hope you guys have understood it. Okay, perfect. Let's move to the intersection. Intersection is the extreme opposite of it. Let me do it like this so that you guys can make out. Perfect. Let me clean this and I'll run which program? I'll run 05, hit tab, enter, and you can see that what we are doing over here is we are taking two sets over here. In set 1, we are taking value from 0 to 9 because we are running it 10 times. It will run from 0 and you can see 9. And then in this 8 to 14, 6 values from 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6 values over here. This is pretty much easy. I hope you guys have understood it. We're going to talk about the intersection part. As I told you about the intersection is the common thing between these two. So 8 and 9, what exactly is common? 8 and 9 in both of these two sets, and that's why it has printed 8 and 9 over here. And this is exactly is happening because we are using AND operator over here and exactly same result. Just the two things are different over here. If you remember, let's move back and we can just understood it. Let me go back and show you. So if you go over here, this is the intersection part. This is the common part which we have just printed 8 and 9, and this you can understand that the whole part. Okay, we'll talk about the difference and symmetric difference now. Let's move back. Okay, now let's talk about set difference. Let me just clean this and let me show you in a better way. I hope this is visible. Perfect. Again, the same thing. What we are doing is we are taking two sets. Again, the same values over here, same values over here. What we are doing, set difference. We are talking about the difference part. Okay, let me just run this and show you, and let me explain. So if you run it, you can see basic set, first set, basic set, second set, difference using different function. So this is difference function, and this set one difference set two. So what is the difference between set one and set two? It will give you the values like 0, 1, 2 because 8 and 9 are common in those and 8 and 9 are split. So what exactly is the difference? So you'll minus it from here and then you can see only these values, and that's the difference. Had it been set 2 dot difference set 1 in a bracket in a parenthesis, then the value would have been 10, 11 and 12, 13. You can try this on your own. Exactly the same thing is happening through using hyphen or a minus operator over here like this, and it is behaving in the same way, giving the same results. Now let's talk about the symmetric difference. So what exactly is symmetric difference? Let's see it over here. This is the symmetric difference. So it is not printing the common values. It is just talking about A set and B set apart from that. So 8 and 9 were common. So you'll see that 8 and 9 won't come. Apart from that, A and B will be printed over there. So let's go there. Now if we talk about this one, set 4 is the value we are taking the result in. Set 1 dot symmetric underscore difference set 2 in this, and then we are going to print it, and you can see values from 0 to 13 till here perfect, but 8 and 9 is not present because we do not, these two are common, and that's how a symmetric difference behave. So I hope you guys have understood it. I think we have covered all of them. Let me just quick check. Yes, we have covered all of them, and all of these programs are you can clone them because I've checked into the repository in Logic Ops Lab. You can find the description in the description box. And if there is any issue, feel free to comment below and we will address that. I hope you guys have understood everything. And this is pretty much easy. And these questions are asked a lot in the interviews, in the Python interviews. So if there is any issue, feel free to comment below and we will address that. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next video.